Here we are in St. Augustine, Florida. Founded in September 8, 1565, it is the oldest, continuously inhabited European established settlement in the United States proper. Starting with Spanish Admiral Pedro Menendez de Avilés as Florida's first governor, the city served as the capital of Spanish Florida for over 200 years. Comprised of Spanish colonial Renaissance, the former Hotel Alcazar, seen here, was one of the many masterpieces of Henry Flagler. Its popularity surged in the late 1800s, where guests lavishly enjoyed Turkish baths, tropical gardens, and even an indoor pool complete with a delightful lunch cafe. Traveling on to our next destination, a last view, crossing the Intercoastal as we exit this gorgeous, historic city. We continue our journey along the Coastal Highway. Designated as State Road Number 1 in 1945, the A1A is the easternmost, major, north-south road in the U.S. Stretching from Key West at the southern tip of Florida, to Fernandina Beach, just south of Georgia on Amelia Island. The A1A is world famous as a center of beach culture in the United States. As we travel into Volusia County, the A1A is designated the Ormond Scenic Loop and Trail, also known as Ormond by the Sea, a major attraction of Florida scenic highways. The Florida A1A, a golden oldie of Florida's highways, the original and still one of the best vacation routes in the state. We all know the modern history surrounding Daytona Beach, and what made it so famous, but what about the lesser known details? The area where Daytona Beach is located was once inhabited by the indigenous Timucua Indians who lived in fortified villages. The Timucua were a Native American people who lived in northeast and north-central Florida and southeast Georgia. They were the largest indigenous group in that area and consisted of about 35 chiefdoms, many, leading thousands of people. In 1804, Samuel Williams received a land grant of 3,000 acres from the Spanish Crown, which had regained Florida from the British after the American Revolution. This land grant encompassed the area that would become Daytona Beach. For a quick modern favorite, we are passing by the Salty Dog. According to their website, Salty Dog was born in Daytona Beach, Florida, in 1978 in an old surf wax shipping crate in the back of the Salty Dog surf shop. His first birthday present was a surfboard, and he's never without his shades no matter what. I guess when you're cool, you're totally cool. That wraps up this part of our journey. We've reached our Daytona home, away from home. Holiday Shores, it's good to see you. Good morning Daytona Beach, to a much welcome sunrise. Honestly, I have found it quite hard to put to words the series of clips that follow from here. Take a moment to think. How can you sum up what a family vacation means to each member? Well, I suppose you can't. There are too many directions it can go. So rather than lead it void, of course, I'll choose to allow it to flow as it appeared to me. Enjoy the tranquility of the beautiful sunrise. Take in the views, and let's enjoy the passing moments together. A special thanks goes out to our family patriarch, for making this possible on such short notice. Another great time, filled with good humor, and memories made, comes together as we see Edo setting us up at the shoreline. As with anything great, it starts off a little slow, but for me, this is the part that I look forward to more than any other. I just can't seem to get enough of the clear skies and hypnotizing waves. They always seem to take me to a better place.
Don't get me wrong, that's great, but where's the funny stuff?
All good things come to those who wait patiently.
Yeah. Alright.
Thank you. So, now that is clear. Moving on, I couldn't be happier to experience the joy the beach brings and to be with my family. I'm thrilled to have each moment shared with.
Now, that's what I'm talking about.
See? You've gotta have a little fun sometimes.
Exactly. How boring it would all get without a little good humor.
But, I have so many aspects that I still haven't touched on. Like, how the movements of the water can have a calming effect on the mind, and how the sunlight can increase levels of vitamin D naturally, how the beach was actually formed in ancient times, and let's not forget the moon, how the moon has direct effect on the tides based on its phases and position in the sky.
Come on, you don't have to be such a stiff board all the time. Lighten up.
Alright. Let's have it your way, for a while.
Alright, alright, alright.
Take a look at these guys. Now, they know how to have a great time on the beach.
I interest you in some lessons? Only 25 cents.
Very well then. Hey, Sponge, can I borrow another quarter? Thanks.
Okay, Patrick, it's all in the technique.
Now, that's how to get it done.
Wait a minute. Look, over there. I simply can't believe it. You had one thing to do and botched it in typical 80s fashion.
Once again, we interrupt your regularly scheduled program.
I think that's about enough for one day, wouldn't you?
As you can see, after all of that excitement, we decided to make a failed attempt at a bar crawl. But, nonetheless, it was still a great time.
At least we got out for a little while. And no masks required. Ha ha ha.
Even with the late start, we were still able to enjoy a nice sunset over the harbor, as well as some good food and conversation.
And it made for good time to get some nice views of our favorite lighthouse too.
Ponce de Leon is Florida's oldest lighthouse, as well as one of America's tallest at 175 feet.
Here we go again.
We end the evening at the former Inlet Harbor restaurant, where we came before to have their famous clam chowder. Although, not as good as I had previously remembered it, still very excellent.
With a little help from some good coaching, finally got the drone high in the air to get some great footage. It was a great day to fly, and had plenty of opportunity to get some of the favorite spots. It's hard to believe that Daytona could look any more spectacular than it already is. But from this level of 450 feet, it does. I guess now's as good of time as any for some more history lessons. We'll turn it back over so the stiff board can tell you about our favorite neighbor, the Peck Plaza on top of Daytona.
Once the tallest oceanfront structure on the eastern seaboard, and still Volusia County's tallest building at 343 feet, the plaza is one of the most famous landmarks of Daytona Beach. Starting with the Surfside Club in the late 1960s, Edwin Peck Sr. and his wife Hilda would embark on a journey, taking them to the top of development in Daytona Beach history. Including the Shores Club, Seychelles, Blue Surf, the Terrace, and the Ashley, are among many they have erected over the years. During the plaza's initial construction phase in 1973, fear of potential height restrictions had the team rushing to complete the foundation. Just in the nick of time, the foundation was struck, and only days later the height restriction of 7 stories was placed on the zoning area. Consisting of 101 units on 29 floors, the plaza was billed as the tallest structure on the coast from Miami to Maine at its completion in 1974. One of the lesser-known details, from architect David Leet, is how the building was modeled after he and his wife's wedding cake. A heartwarming gesture to immortalize something so endearing.
So, there you have it. That's our story, and we're sticking to it.